You wake up, stretch, and shuffle toward the kitchen. Your stomach's rumbling, and you're ready for that first bite of breakfast. But tell me honestly, do you ever feel like your energy just flatlines by mid-morning, even after eating what you thought was a healthy breakfast? Are you fighting stubborn weight gain that refuses to budge, even though you're trying your best to eat right? Maybe you feel a weird brain fog that settles in before noon, making it harder to focus or remember things as clearly as you once did. Does your blood sugar swing from high to low, leaving you tired, anxious, or even jittery for no clear reason at all? And do you ever wonder why, despite following the routines you've had for years, your body just isn't responding the way it used to? If any of this sounds familiar, you're not alone, and it's not your fault. Millions of people over 60 feel exactly the same way, and what you're experiencing is much more common than you think. But what if I told you it's not what you're not doing, but rather what you are doing right now, each morning, that's actually sabotaging your health? The truth is, most people believe that their breakfast choices are setting them up for the day. You might even feel proud of your routine, thinking, I'm doing the right thing. I'm eating what everyone says is healthy. I'm making good choices. But here's what's really happening. Some of the very foods and habits you trust are quietly, almost invisibly, undermining your energy, metabolism, and even long-term well-being. It's not just that you're missing some superfood or miracle supplement. No, the reality is much scarier. You're already making these mistakes without realizing it. And the longer this continues, the harder it is to undo the hidden damage building up inside your body. This isn't a scare tactic. This is the reality nobody discusses in mainstream health advice. What research shows, and what they don't want you to know, is that these so-called healthy habits have a darker side that only becomes obvious as you get older. Experts are finally admitting that the standard breakfast routines of the past aren't just outdated. They're downright dangerous, especially for people over 60. What they don't tell you is that breakfast in your 60s, 70s, or 80s needs to be radically different from the breakfasts you had in your 20s or 30s. I'm going to walk you through the 7 deadliest mistakes you're probably making right now at breakfast. This isn't just information. This is hidden knowledge. The truth is, nobody else is pulling back the curtain like this. You and I, right now, are stepping into the reality behind the breakfast lies you've been fed for decades. Stick with me, because by the end, you'll understand what's really going on in your body every single morning, and more importantly, exactly how to fix it before it's too late. Here's what you need to know. I'm about to reveal the 7 deadliest mistakes you're making at breakfast if you're over 60. These aren't minor slip-ups. These are the worst, most dangerous, most misunderstood breakfast habits. Each one is backed by science, and each one could be the very reason you're stuck in a cycle of low energy, weight gain, inflammation, and brain fog. What's even more concerning is that most people not only don't realize they're making these mistakes, they believe these habits are helping them. So if you're serious about transforming how you feel, if you want to reclaim your mornings and your life, make sure you stick with me for every single one. Because the truth is, just one of these could be holding you back. But together, they're a recipe for disaster. If you're ready to step out of the shadows and into the truth, you're in the right place. And if you care about protecting your health as you age, hit that subscribe button now. Join our growing community of truth seekers who are rewriting the rules and refusing to settle for the same old tired advice. And I want to know, how many of these mistakes do you think you're making right now? Type a number in the comments, 0, 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 7. Let's see who's brave enough to admit it. Your story might be exactly what someone else in this community needs to hear. Don't forget, this is exclusive access to knowledge they would rather keep hidden. If you're ready to wake up to the truth and join the movement for better health after 60, Hit subscribe and drop a comment below. What's one thing you wish you'd known sooner about breakfast? Share it, because we're stronger together. But wait, don't go anywhere. Each one of these mistakes gets progressively worse. The last one is something almost nobody is talking about, and I guarantee you'll never see breakfast the same way again after you hear it. The first mistake will shock you, but by the time we reach number 7, you'll realize that what you thought you knew about breakfast was all wrong. So stay with me, because every single revelation could change everything for you and your loved ones. Let's dive in with the first breakfast mistake nearly everyone over 60 is making right now. Thinking a big glass of orange juice is the healthiest way to start your day. I know what you're thinking. Orange juice is packed with vitamin C. It's refreshing, and it's been a breakfast staple for generations. You might even feel a sense of comfort pouring yourself a cold glass each morning, convinced you're boosting your immune system and giving your body a natural burst of energy. That's what the commercials say, right? That's what the doctors on TV used to recommend. It's the healthy choice you grew up believing in. Here's the twist, though. What research now shows is that orange juice is actually a high glycemic sugar bomb, especially dangerous for people over 60. The truth is, even a small glass of all-natural juice can send your blood glucose skyrocketing within minutes. The natural sugars, mainly fructose and glucose, are absorbed almost instantly, overwhelming your pancreas and triggering a massive insulin response. Over time, this daily sugar shock wears down your body's insulin sensitivity, increasing your risk for metabolic syndrome, type 2 diabetes, and even fatty liver disease. And because your metabolism naturally slows down with age, your body becomes less efficient at handling these rapid sugar spikes. What they don't tell you is that fruit juice strips away the fiber, leaving you with nothing to blunt the sugar rush. Experts are finally admitting that the old advice about fresh juice just doesn't hold up to scrutiny, especially as you age. You might have noticed, after your breakfast OJ, a crash that hits mid-morning. Your hands might feel shaky, you might get irritable or dizzy, or suddenly crave something sweet again. Or maybe your energy just drops off a cliff, leaving you reaching for more snacks to keep going. I understand exactly how you feel, because so many have experienced that roller coaster and thought it was just getting older. But the scary part is, this is your body's warning system. Every day you wait, your cells are taking on more damage. If you've been struggling with unexplained fatigue, stubborn belly fat, or mood swings, this could be the culprit hiding in plain sight. If you've been noticing your weight creeping up even though you eat right, or you feel that energy dip and brain fog before lunch, have you considered that morning glass of juice might be to blame? Does your hunger come back too soon? Or do you find yourself craving carbs all day? The pattern is there if you look for it. But it gets worse, because the next mistake is even more common and even more insidious. Mistake number 2, reaching for low-fat yogurt with fruit on top, thinking you're doing your heart a favor. You've seen the ads, smiling people, perfectly fit, enjoying their healthy yogurt. Maybe you even look for that 0% fat label, feeling virtuous as you spoon it out. Yogurt has been marketed as a health food for decades, especially the low-fat kind, with promises of a leaner, lighter you. It feels light, it's easy to digest, and it's quick. Everything you want in a breakfast when you're busy. Here's the secret most people don't realize. Low-fat flavored yogurts are metabolic landmines. What research reveals is that when fat is removed, manufacturers replace it with extra sugar, corn syrup, or artificial sweeteners to keep the taste appealing. So instead of a steady, nourishing start, you're actually flooding your system with fast-acting carbohydrates and highly processed additives. Worse, the absence of healthy fats means your body can't absorb the fat-soluble vitamins, like vitamin D and vitamin A, that are essential for immune function and bone health, both of which become more critical after 60. Even fruit-on-the-bottom yogurts contain preservatives and flavoring agents that disrupt your gut microbiome, weakening your digestive defenses over time. If this sounds familiar, you might have noticed digestive discomfort, bloating, cramps, or unpredictable bathroom trips. Or maybe you feel hungry again just an hour after eating, leading you to snack constantly and throw your blood sugar out of balance. The truth is, you're not alone. This is one of the most widespread traps for health-conscious people over 60. What they don't tell you is that as you age, your digestive enzymes decrease and your tolerance for artificial additives plummets. The result? Inflammation, weight gain, and even suppressed immune responses, leaving you more vulnerable to illness. Have you noticed your stomach doesn't feel as settled as it used to? Or that you're always looking for a snack soon after your healthy yogurt breakfast? If you're experiencing a bloated or gassy feeling, or frequent bathroom issues, you might want to look at what's really in your yogurt. But wait, it gets worse. The next mistake is one almost everyone makes, and it's even more dangerous for your heart and brain. Now, mistake number 3, choosing whole grain cereal or multigrain toast, assuming it's the best option for your heart. For decades, the food industry has hammered home the message that whole grains are the answer to all our health woes. You see boxes with heart-healthy labels, endorsements from nutrition councils, and clever marketing about the power of oats and wheat. You're told fiber is good, grains are good, and a bowl of cereal or a slice of toast is the right way to start your day. Here's what's really happening. These highly processed whole grain products are engineered to be rapidly digested, causing a swift spike in your blood sugar, just like their refined counterparts. Even though the labels say whole, what research shows is that these grains have often been pulverized so finely that your body absorbs them nearly as quickly as pure sugar. Worse, modern grains are often stripped of key nutrients and sprayed with glyphosate and other chemicals that can disrupt your gut lining, leading to leaky gut syndrome and chronic inflammation. For people over 60, this triggers an inflammatory cascade that attacks joints, worsens arthritis, and even contributes to neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. You might have noticed your joints aching more, your hands feeling stiff, or your memory slipping just a bit after a breakfast of cereal or toast. Or maybe your cholesterol numbers keep creeping up, even though you're eating right. If you're feeling puffy, achy, or mentally foggy, you're not imagining things. The truth is, every day you wait, the damage grows. The longer this continues, the greater your risk for chronic inflammation, autoimmune flares, and even cardiovascular events. Have you ever noticed that after cereal or toast, you feel tired, heavy, or mentally dull, instead of sharp and focused? If you're experiencing these symptoms, it might be time to take a hard look at your grains. And yet, what's even more concerning is the next breakfast mistake, because it looks healthy, but is actually toxic for your arteries and brain. Mistake 4, loading up on egg white omelets, skipping the yolks to protect your cholesterol. Maybe you've spent years being told that egg yolks are dangerous, that saturated fat and cholesterol clog your arteries. You feel virtuous tossing the yolks and sticking to the whites, thinking you're outsmarting heart disease. Egg whites only, please, you say, as if it's a badge of honor. But here's what studies reveal. Most people don't realize that the cholesterol and nutrients in the yolk are not only safe, but vital for your brain, nerves, and hormone production, especially after 60. The truth is, dietary cholesterol from eggs has little impact on your blood cholesterol. In fact, the yolk contains choline, lutein, zeaxanthin, and omega-3 fatty acids, nutrients proven to protect your eyesight, sharpen your memory, and even help regenerate cell membranes. What they don't tell you is that older adults who avoid egg yolks can become deficient in choline, increasing their risk of cognitive decline, liver problems, and even depression. The egg white alone provides incomplete protein and lacks the healthy fats your brain and hormones crave. You might have noticed forgetfulness creeping in, or maybe you struggle to stay upbeat or motivated. Perhaps your vision isn't as sharp, or you just feel off. The scary part is, by removing yolks, you're starving your body of the very nutrients that protect your mind and mood. I understand exactly how you feel, confused and betrayed by decades of expert advice. If you've been skipping yolks and noticing mental fog, mood swings, or eye fatigue, you're not alone. Have you checked your cholesterol only to find it unchanged or even worse despite your best efforts? The pattern is clear once you know where to look. But it gets worse. The next mistake is the most common trap for people who want to stay regular, but it's quietly wrecking your digestive health. Mistake number 5, relying on bran muffins, fiber bars, or high-fiber breakfast cookies for your morning fix. You've seen the commercials promising digestive balance and heart-healthy fiber. You might grab a fiber bar or bran muffin on busy mornings, feeling like you're ticking all the right boxes for health. It's quick, it's convenient, and it promises regularity. But here's the scary part. Most commercial high-fiber breakfast foods are loaded with synthetic fibers like polydextrose or inulin, artificial sweeteners, and pro-inflammatory seed oils. What research shows is that these processed fibers can ferment in your colon, leading to painful gas, bloating, and altered gut motility. For people over 60 who often have slower transit times and a more delicate microbiome, this can trigger irritable bowel syndrome, increase gut permeability, and even provoke autoimmune reactions. The additives used to glue these products together, like propylene glycol or BHT, have been linked to cellular damage and metabolic disturbances. You might have noticed abdominal discomfort, embarrassing gas, or an unpredictable digestive tract after eating these so-called healthy fiber products. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. The truth is, your gut is crying out for real, natural fiber, not the artificial stuff masquerading as health food. Every day you wait, you risk upsetting the delicate ecosystem that controls everything from your immunity to your mood. Have you found yourself running to the bathroom at odd hours, or experiencing mystery bloating and discomfort that just won't go away? Are your energy levels unpredictable, or do you feel like your digestive system is always in flux? If so, your breakfast fiber may be to blame. But wait, it gets even worse, and this next mistake is the hidden driver of inflammation and aging in millions of people over 60. Mistake number 6, starting your day with margarine, spreadable butter, or plant-based spreads on your toast. You've heard it's the smarter choice, that butter is bad and margarine is better for your heart. You might even buy the cholesterol-free options, thinking you're doing everything right. For decades, this was the gold standard for heart health. But here's the truth. These spreads are loaded with trans fats, oxidized seed oils, like canola or soybean oil, emulsifiers, and preservatives. What studies reveal is that trans fats are among the most dangerous substances you can eat, causing cellular inflammation, stiffening arteries, and dramatically increasing the risk of heart attack and stroke. The polyunsaturated fats used in margarine oxidize easily, creating free radicals that damage your blood vessels, brain, and even your skin. What they don't tell you is that these artificial spreads were invented in a lab, not grown in a field, and your body has no evolutionary mechanism for processing them, especially after 60, when your ability to repair cellular damage is already declining. You might have noticed more aches and pains, brain fog, or even skin that looks dull or sallow. If you're struggling with high blood pressure, worsening cholesterol, or chronic inflammation, these spreads could be to blame. The scary part is, every day you wait, these hidden toxins are building up in your tissues, accelerating aging from the inside out. If you've noticed more stiffness, slower recovery from injury, or even mood swings, take a look at what you're spreading on your toast. Have you checked the ingredient list on your morning spread? If you're seeing a list of chemicals you can't pronounce or oils you never cook with, it's time to reconsider. The pattern is right there on the label, but it gets even worse. The next mistake is so common and so destructive, that it can literally cut years off your life if left unchecked. Mistake number 7, skipping breakfast entirely, thinking it's a shortcut to better health or weight loss. Maybe you've heard about intermittent fasting or read an article that skipping breakfast is good for you. You might even feel proud of your willpower as you power through the morning on just coffee or water. It seems simple. Eat less, weigh less, right? Here's what's really happening. Especially after 60, skipping breakfast triggers a stress response that floods your body with cortisol and adrenaline. What research shows is that older adults have a diminished ability to buffer these stress hormones, leading to higher blood pressure, impaired glucose tolerance, and breakdown of lean muscle mass. The truth is, your body needs a steady supply of nutrients in the morning to stabilize blood sugar, protect brain function, and prevent muscle wasting. Most people don't realize that regular breakfast skipping is linked to increased risk of heart attack, stroke, cognitive decline, and even sudden drops in bone density. What they don't tell you is that as you age, your liver's glycogen stores shrink and your body's resilience weakens, meaning the metabolic stress of skipping meals can be devastating. You might have noticed feeling anxious, irritable, or weak when you try to power through until lunch. Or maybe your memory is slipping, your sleep is disturbed, or you're losing muscle instead of fat. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. The scary part is, every day you skip breakfast, you're turning on stress pathways that age you faster, inside and out. I understand exactly how you feel, frustrated that the latest trend might not be helping at all. Have you tried skipping breakfast and found yourself feeling worse, not better? Do you struggle to concentrate or notice your mood dip by midday? The pattern is obvious. Skipping breakfast is not the solution. It's another deadly mistake. Here's the good news. Every one of these mistakes is completely fixable, starting right now. Don't despair. You have the power to rewrite your morning, rebuild your energy, and reclaim your health, no matter your age. The truth is, you're only a few simple changes away from feeling dramatically better, faster than you think. Let's talk about real alternatives. First, instead of that sugary orange juice, try a glass of water with a squeeze of fresh lemon or a sprinkle of electrolyte powder. This wakes up your digestive system, hydrates you after a long night, and won't spike your blood sugar. Lemon contains natural polyphenols and vitamin C, supporting immune health and promoting liver detoxification. Second, swap out low-fat flavored yogurts for full-fat Greek yogurt or plain Icelandic skyr. These contain healthy fats, probiotics, and less sugar, fueling your microbiome, keeping you satisfied, and helping you absorb fat-soluble vitamins. Top with a handful of real berries for fiber and antioxidants. Third, ditch the whole grain cereals and toasts for overnight oats made from steel-cut oats, chia seeds, and nuts. These provide resistant starch, healthy omega-3s, and soluble fiber, stabilizing blood sugar and protecting your gut. Add cinnamon or nutmeg for anti-inflammatory benefits and great flavor. Fourth, bring back the whole egg. 2 or 3 pasture-raised eggs, cooked in olive oil or grass-fed butter, deliver choline, lutein, vitamin D, and complete protein. Your brain, eyes, and hormones will thank you. Fifth, for real fiber, go for raw or lightly cooked vegetables, berries, or a scoop of psyllium husk. These support regularity without the artificial additives, nurturing your microbiome and reducing inflammation. Sixth, switch your spreads to real, minimally processed options, grass-fed butter, avocado, or nut butters. These contain healthy fats, fat-soluble vitamins, and antioxidants that fight cellular aging. Seventh, if you're not hungry first thing, try a small protein and fiber-rich snack within 2 hours of waking. A hard-boiled egg, a handful of walnuts, or a quick smoothie with greens and protein powder. This prevents stress hormone surges and keeps your metabolism steady. When you make these swaps, here's what happens. Within days, your energy stabilizes. After a few weeks, you notice clearer thinking, better mood, and less bloating. After a month, your digestion is smoother, your cravings fade, and you might even see your weight shift in the right direction. Over time, your joints feel looser, your skin looks brighter, and your blood tests improve. Imagine waking up, feeling refreshed, confident, and ready to take on the day. Your body begins to heal, your cells regenerate, and your risk for chronic illness drops, sometimes dramatically. This transformation is not only possible, it's proven. What research shows is that people who optimize their breakfast routines see lasting improvements in energy, mood, and longevity. The best part? You don't have to change everything at once. One small change at a time is all it takes. Try swapping your juice tomorrow, or adding an egg the next day. The path to healing is simple, step by step, and you can do it. Every day you wait, the old habits get harder to break, but the sooner you start, the sooner you'll see results. If you've made it this far, you care deeply about your health and your future. It's not too late to make a real difference, no matter your age, your habits, or your starting point. You have the power to take charge of your mornings, to protect your body and mind, and to rewrite your story starting today. Your commitment, your curiosity, your willingness to ask questions, that's what sets you apart. You are not stuck, you are not powerless, and you are absolutely capable of making change. I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and share your experience. What's the biggest breakfast mistake you've discovered today? What will you change first? When you share, you help others in our community, and together we can all rise. If you've learned something new or had an aha moment, type "I'm in the comments. Let's keep this conversation going. Your insight might inspire someone else to take the first step. And don't forget, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a truth bomb like this again. Your engagement isn't just for you. It helps this message reach others who desperately need it. Comment below with which mistake shocked you most. And if you're already making one of these swaps, let us know how it's going. Every voice matters. Every story counts. Time is working against you if you wait. Make your move now. Here's your moment. Imagine a future where breakfast isn't sabotaging your health, but actually fueling your energy, protecting your brain, and giving you back the vibrant life you deserve. You have what it takes to make that happen. One small, smart choice at a time. Remember, every day you choose the truth, you move closer to the health and happiness you deserve. The journey starts now. Go out there and claim your better morning. The best is yet to come.